this is Joseph from Salt. In today's video, I want to spotlight bots.salt.space and more specifically, RoboManagers. This video is going to be available on YouTube. And if you guys have not watched any other video but this one, I highly recommend you guys browse over a collection of videos. There are other videos that are going to be really helpful and give you key context into what we're going to discuss today. Nevertheless, today's video is going to be a complete walkthrough of the RoboManagers feature, from explanation to demoing it in action. And I hope that by the end of it, you guys feel motivated and even hungry to build your own RoboManagers, or at least try the feature for yourself. So let's first talk about RoboManagers, what this is. It takes. With RoboManagers, we want to democratize access to sophisticated asset management. So you guys can deploy your capital on chain and benefit from highly sophisticated asset management so that yield can be earned on these assets. When you're gonna head over to bots.salt.space, the first thing you're gonna want to do is to view the available RoboManagers. This is typically what you're gonna want to do. And you can understand RoboManagers as bots that execute a certain set of tasks or a strategy in general. Let's take, for example, the Aave with me. This type of RoboManager automatically sweeps ETH deposits and is going to put them into an Aave liquidity pool, so that your deposits can earn yield for you. So the strategies can be really simple, like this one, and they can be much more sophisticated. The RoboManagers are typically developed by third parties. You can see the creator column here, where you'd be able to know who's built that manager. And they come in various flavors. You'd have, in this case, in today's video, we're going to just talk about a sweeping manager. There are currently no bots available on mainnet. This is a very new feature, and there's gonna be some soon, but at the time of this video, we only have 2 example bots on testnet. We have 2 sweeper managers. In today's video, I'm going to demo the Aave one, and so that you guys get a good idea of what this is all about. So above the table here, I outline how you guys would need to go about adding a manager to one of your Salt accounts. It's a couple of simple steps. First of all is to add the manager to your organization. Then you need to create an account with the manager. And lastly, you need to deposit the assets that will be swept, in our case, by the manager. So without further ado, let's head over to testnet.salt.space, where we're going to be able to discuss all of that. And if it is the first time you go to Salt, the first thing you're going to want to do is to create your organization. So in this case, I'm going to call it Manager Demo. Put my name here and give myself, let's say, tester. That's my role. And then I'm going to go over and create the organization, and you land on the overview. For Salt to be, for you to unlock most of Salt's features, you need to add, first of all, a member to your organization. Salt is a collaborative platform, so you can't really do much when you're the only person in your organization. So let's first add, and this is where the magic starts. The RoboManager is going to be a member of your organization. And all that it is, it's a piece of software that's watching 24/7 for invitations to organization, for deposits, and for signals to join accounts. So you can understand it like an automated member of your organization. It responds to signals and acts accordingly. And in this case, we're going to invite it. So manager, and give it a role of, let's say, bot, or let's just say maybe agent in this case. And then we're going to give it an access role of agent. To know more about the different access levels in Salt, please do not hesitate to go to our documentation, where you're going to get much more information about the different access levels and what they unlock. So I'm going to invite the Aave manager to the organization, and in a couple of minutes we're going to see that our manager has accepted the invite and is now a member of the organization. And surely, a couple of moments later, we have the Aave manager that's now part of the organization. And this is where all the fun is going to start. So now that our RoboManager is part of our organization, it can now join us to create accounts. And creating an account on Salt is very easy. You just need to give it a name. In this case, we're going to call it Aave Yield. And we're going to add the Aave manager to the account. So you always need to create an account with someone else. In this case, it's a RoboManager. And we sign a couple of MetaMask pop-ups, and hopefully by the end of this process, we're going to have an account, which is going to be a new way that we can use on pretty much all EVM networks. So we're at the other step. You're noticing I'm not really explaining the different steps of the account creation process because this is not really the purpose of this video. It would make it too long, but you can understand it as a series of cryptographic exchange that contribute into us getting our EOA at the end of the process. So let's go over to the commit step. Do that. Fantastic. And now the last step is just to launch the account. So in around 60 seconds, I've created an account that's now ready to have assets deposited in. And this is what you will see when you create an account. This is the account dashboard. And you'll see there are two proposers, myself and the Aave manager. So the Aave manager has just enough permissions to be able to propose transactions out of that account. Another thing you'll notice, there's this active toggle here. At any point in time that you would want this asset manager to stop doing what it's doing, you can literally turn it off. So that you can see that this is just to show you that you can retain complete control of signing activities on every account. The other thing that should be noticed is the policies. So in this case, this Aave manager operates on Ethereum Sepolia. And if you wanted to really restrict what this asset manager does, and make sure that it doesn't, and to make sure of it, you would add policies to protect your account. And you could add, for example, a PT1, allow this transfer, which is a whitelist. You could, for example, whitelist only the smart contract of the Aave pool manager, for example. This is something that would be available on bots.salt.space to help you, to make it easier on you. The address would be available there. Well, now the next step that we want to see, now that our bot has created an account with us, we want to deposit assets into that account. So I'm going to go ahead and deposit some Sepolia ETH. I'm going to deposit 0.15 Sepolia ETH. It's this RoboManager is set to sweep anything above 0.1 Sepolia ETH. So once the asset land in the account, which they should be now, let's see, yeah. So again, in a couple of minutes, we'll see how these assets have been swept and deposited into an Aave pool to earn some yield for us. And surely enough, a minute later, we're going to head over this to see if this happened. And yes, you can see that the excess balance above 0.1 Sepolia ETH has been swept by our Aave manager and deposited into a pool. We're going to just double check that. Let's head over the Explorer and see. Yeah, the deposit ETH method was hit on the Aave smart contract, and our funds have been deposited there. And that concludes this end-to-end demo, which started with us going to bots.salt.space, grabbing the address of the Aave bot, and going over to Salt, creating an organization, inviting our Aave manager to that organization, then creating an account with it, and finally depositing some ETH into the account so that they could be swept. I hope this was useful, and this was maybe gave you ideas into the really, really wild realm of possibilities of applications of that system installed. This is a very simple strategy, of course, and this is something we've developed ourselves just to showcase the potential of this feature. You can, of course, build something much more customized and much more involved than what I just showed you. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us on our socials or leave a comment down in the video.